Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation from the team at Get Boarded and VideoWiki, and of course to all the volunteers. So I'm here to present a volunteering project, and I wouldn't be here without all those people that worked making this project a reality and what it is today. Tools4Edu was born out of COVID, like many things that have been created recently. So we all know the pandemic was a surprise for all. And if we look back, if we look at 2015, when two experts were invited to give their opinions about online learning, they forecasted that 50% of campuses would be in hybrid mode. So some of the activities would be done online and some offline. In 2020, so it was their prediction. Now, from 50% in campus, so in a university, we know that didn't happen, and due to COVID, we're actually in a reality of 100% in online mode. And this was not only universities, but schools and, well, all our lives, basically. We know that, of course, nobody was prepared, but that dimension of the change that the education sector was expecting to what really happened was, of course, very significant. We saw also a lot of initiatives being born, and we were one such project. So people started. So the lockdown happened. This was March 2020. People started aggregating online, and this was, people started asking, okay, what can we help? And there was a group in Portugal. We all started talking in a Slack environment, and that's how Tools4Edu came to be. So it was just people trying to help teachers and parents, and kind of thinking, okay, so we are now in a lockdown, everybody needs to go home, how can we help the school community? This group of people decided to do a video presentation about Zoom, so making it in Portuguese, very detailed, very friendly, and explaining what was Zoom and how to use Zoom for teachers, how to use Zoom if you're a child, and how to use Zoom if you're a parent. And because we were very quick, so we were born out of a tech community, a lot of developers, a lot of designers in that initial group. So we were extremely fast going to market. After a few days, our videos live, we got referenced in UNICEF, Portugal, because there was no materials at that time helping, trying to help teachers. At that time, we got a lot of volunteers that were teachers themselves, because they felt that we were really helping, so they started to become contributors and volunteers as well. Today, we are a very small group. We are around 6 people, but half of them are teachers, both from the public teaching and private teaching. So that's been quite an interesting experience. After our Zoom videos, what did we do? So we started to ask people what do they wanted, what could be useful for them. We had teachers referring other types of content online. So what kind of platforms, what kind of instruments could people teach online? So you can see here, we started to do a lot of webinars, some articles about, this new online world, and how could teachers make the best of it? How could they evaluate students? How could they engage? We did this, the government was also very fast with a lot of initiatives. And so we were then in a more crowded space, luckily, and then we had more time to go and ask teachers what do they wanted, and we have been doing that ever since. Now, if you try to reflect on what really happened, we saw that in the initial stage, where teachers were interested in the tools to give classes, so this would be Teams, Zoom, just how can I give a class online? With evolution of time and people getting more used to an online environment, we saw that it became very important to use and to discuss how to use pedagogical approaches with technology. So not only a tool or not only to present, but besides the tool and the technology, how could we use this new tool, but really to engage with content and the teachers or whoever really producing quality content. So with pedagogical approaches, teaching methods, that really became the most important thing. And here I brought you a few examples of what is this to use, pedagogical approaches in the digital world. This is This is based in our national reading plan. It's a project that exists also in many parts of the world, and it's made out of Google Maps. And this it's where teachers go and link a book and where that book is happening geographically in a map, and they also link the book. So here on your left you have something that is used for very early kids that don't know how to read. And this is if you click in this button above, when you see a little giraffe there, you can hear a sound. So you can hear sounds and images, because sometimes people say, oh, but kids, very small kids, they don't know, they cannot read a book online. Well, here is an example. How can that be done, right? It can be done through images, it can be done through sounds. So there's all the online world does allow for a lot of this to happen, but it is a different experience. On your right, you have a poem. And this is again mapped in the region that the poem refers to. And this allows teachers, for example, to give a history class together with the geography class. So again, a new pedagogical approach made online. So that we can see that with new trends, of course, the evolution of content and how it displayed to engage students can also change. Thinking back a little bit more to the project, we according to UNESCO, teachers were one of the players that gave the best response to schools. So it was not the government or policymakers, but it was really the teachers. We being a platform that became a peer learning platform, what we could see is that actually, indeed, teachers did an amazing job, because they had the problem, but often they also had the solution. And we saw that a lot of teachers asked for things that only teachers knew. So we started to have videos of teachers teaching teachers. So the ones that, they were very knowledgeable about certain tools, they came to our platform and teach other teachers to use it. We saw that these learning communities, who had access to learning communities, either online or at schools, these were the people that could kind of learn and improve better. And so the schools that had also very cooperative teams, so where the IT could teach teachers, that were not used to this environment first, they were also more successful, or more quickly to adapt to this new environment. In terms, what about the future? Because this is this section was about tools of the future. So I think I can only leave here our reflection and what has been our experience. Technology and tech tools like Getboard, Video Wiki, I think they are amazing. I think they allow really, people to engage. But more than the tech, it's really about allowing people to bring the best of themselves. So work is about people and their brains and what they can create. So of course, anything that allows cooperation and creativity to come to the fore will win. And these tools that allow that they do seem to be the tools of the future. Besides cooperation and creativity, we also saw that being in an environment that allows the freedom to explore and to try new avenues to solve problems, it will become crucial. So all of these tools, if they allow to do that, they will be successful, we believe. In terms of us and being a volunteer group, we definitely have evolved, and we saw a lot of teachers experimenting things, and even people that are not so teachers only. So today we engage with startups and other companies working with the tech, with the education sector, and we are always welcome to people that are studying, or they are teaching, or they are creating companies in the education sector. Do please get involved. We are always open to explore and kind of introduce you to our community. Okay, and I think that's it for me. Thank you very much.